Chapter 1, Introduction, The Victorian Era. The Victorian Era, spanning from 1837 to 1901, marks one of the most transformative periods in British history. Queen Victoria's reign, which began when she ascended the throne in 1837 at the age of 18, heralded significant changes across the British Empire and the world. It was a time of unparalleled progress in technology, industry and culture, but also a time of deep social stratification and imperial expansion. The era encapsulated a paradox of opulence and suffering, with technological advancements and wealth sitting side by side with poverty and social upheaval. The period is synonymous with the height of the British Empire, which became the largest empire the world had ever seen, stretching across continents from India to Africa, from Australia to the Caribbean. This global dominance was rooted in the rapid industrialization of Britain, driven by innovations such as the steam engine, the railroad and the telegraph. These advancements revolutionized not only Britain's economy, but also its society, creating a burgeoning middle class that began to challenge the long-standing aristocratic order. However, beneath the glossy exterior of imperial glory, many faced harsh working conditions, particularly in the growing industrial cities, where child labor and unsafe workplaces were rampant. At the heart of the Victorian era was the figure of Queen Victoria herself, whose image as a moral, modest monarch shaped much of the era's cultural identity. Her reign saw the rise of strict social codes, and a focus on personal responsibility, family values and piety. The era became defined by its sense of respectability, which influenced everything from politics and literature to fashion and art. Victorians were obsessed with propriety, and public life was often governed by rigid norms regarding class, gender and decorum. Yet this very respectability often masked underlying tensions, particularly concerning gender roles, the role of women in society, and the stark inequalities between social classes. The Victorian era also witnessed major developments in culture and the arts. Literary figures such as Charles Dickens, George Eliot and the Bronte sisters portrayed the complexities of Victorian society, often addressing issues like industrialization, class struggles, and the moral questions surrounding empire and progress. At the same time, movements like the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood pushed the boundaries of artistic expression. In sum, the Victorian era was a time of both great optimism and harsh realities. It was an age of progress and innovation, but also of exploitation and inequality.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?